In the 1800s, European countries were fighting over African land and resources. This period was known as the Scramble for Africa. At the Berlin Conference, European powers met and divided African lands among themselves, without the involvement of African leaders. Italy, a young European country, wanted to build its own empire. It had already taken control of Eritrea, a region in the north of Ethiopia. But Italy wanted more. It had its eyes set on all of Ethiopia, one of the few free African countries at that time. Ethiopia had never been fully colonized, and its people had a long history of resisting foreign rule. In 1889, Emperor Menelik II had just become the ruler of Ethiopia. Italy sent diplomats to him, pretending to be friendly. They brought gifts and a treaty called the Treaty of Wuchale. Menelik signed the treaty, but there was a trick. In the Italian version of the treaty, Ethiopia would become a protectorate of Italy. That meant Italy would control Ethiopia's foreign affairs and decisions. But in the Amharic version, it only said that Ethiopia could ask for help from Italy if it wanted to, not that it must. When Menelik discovered this deception, he was very angry. He tore up the treaty and told the world that Ethiopia would not be ruled by Italy or anyone else. Italy felt insulted. The Italian government believed Ethiopia was weak and should be taken by force. They began preparing for war. Menelik II knew war was coming. He understood that to win, Ethiopia had to be united. He sent urgent messages to all the provinces, calling on local kings and chiefs to support the fight. Many answered the call. Leaders from Tigray, Gojam, Shoa, and Oromia brought thousands of warriors to stand with the emperor. Menelik's wife, Empress Taytu Betul, also raised an army and joined her husband. She was strong and smart, and many people admired her leadership. The Ethiopian army grew to more than 100,000 soldiers, some with rifles, some with swords and spears, but all with courage and determination. The people also supported the war effort. Farmers gave food, craftsmen made weapons, women helped care for the soldiers and prepare supplies. Italy sent a strong army of 17,000 well-trained soldiers into Ethiopia. They brought modern rifles, machine guns, and cannons. They believed they would win quickly. Italian commanders thought Ethiopia would be easy to conquer. They believed Menelik's forces were unorganized and weak, but they were wrong. Menelik used spies and scouts to learn about the Italian army. He also studied their movements and made careful plans. The Ethiopians knew the land better and had more soldiers. By February 1896, both armies were near the town of Adwa in northern Ethiopia. The mountains around Adwa were steep and rocky, a difficult place for battle. Menelik moved his army into the mountains and waited. On the night of February 29, 1896, the Italians believed the Ethiopians were far away. They decided to attack early in the morning. But the Italian army made a mistake. They split their troops into separate groups, hoping to surround the Ethiopians. Because of the darkness and the rough mountains, they got lost and confused. Menelik's scouts noticed the Italian movement. They quickly told him what was happening. At midnight, Menelik and his generals made a bold decision. They would attack at dawn before the Italians could organize. Ethiopian warriors began preparing. Many prayed, some sang traditional war songs, others sharpened their swords and checked their rifles. The mood was serious but hopeful. At dawn on March 1, 1896, the Ethiopian army launched a massive attack. The Italian soldiers were caught off guard. Many were still trying to find their positions when they were attacked from all directions. Ethiopian warriors charged down the hills with great force. Some carried rifles, others carried spears, swords, and shields. Menelik's army was divided into strong units. One unit was led by General Ras Alula, another by Ras Mikhail, and another by Empress Taytu herself, who led over 5,000 soldiers and controlled a group that cut off the Italian supply line. The Italians fought hard, but they were overwhelmed. The Ethiopians used the mountains to their advantage, moving quickly and surrounding the enemy. By the afternoon, the Italian army was broken. Over 7,000 Italian soldiers were killed. Thousands were wounded or captured. Entire units were wiped out. Several Italian officers surrendered. The Battle of Adwa was a huge victory for Ethiopia and for Africa. Emperor Menelik II became famous around the world. Empress Taytu was celebrated for her bravery and wisdom. Italy was shocked and humiliated. No one expected an African nation to defeat a European power in battle. Italy was forced to sign a new treaty, recognizing Ethiopia as a free and independent nation. Across Africa and the world, people were inspired. Ethiopia's victory became a symbol of hope and resistance. African people living under colonial rule saw that freedom was possible. Black people in the Caribbean and the Americas also celebrated Ethiopia's success. Ethiopia remained independent and proud, becoming a symbol of African strength for generations. The victory at Adwa is still remembered today. Every year, Ethiopians celebrate Adwa Day to honor their ancestors who fought for freedom. Statues, songs, and stories keep the memory alive. The story of Adwa reminds us that when a people are united, when they believe in their freedom, and when they have good leaders, they can overcome even the strongest enemy.